Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make these mini little boba drinks. I use two different types of yarn here, so that's why this one's a little bit smaller. You can make this with any kind of yarn. Plushie yarn is really cute, but today I'm just going to be using a medium weight yarn to show you. And I will place the material list in the next slide, and then we can go ahead and get started. Okay, so we're going to start this project by making the colored part of the drink, so this pink part, but we're going to be making it green. And how you will begin is by doing 6 single crochet in a magic ring. So how I do a magic ring is I wrap the yarn around my finger like that twice. I make sure that the short end of the yarn is closest to you, and then with your hook go under this first loop and under the second, and then pull the second underneath the first like this, and then hold it in place, and this is your magic ring. So now we're going to do 6 single crochet in the magic ring. So go under with your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through, go through the loop, pull up a loop, or go through the circle, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through, and do that 4 more times until you have 6 single crochet, into the magic ring. Okay, then you can kind of tighten the circle like that by pulling on the short end. And then into the first stitch you made, you are going to make a single crochet. So in this first stitch right here, let me just count and make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, this is going to be your first stitch of the next round, and that is where you will need to place a stitch marker. Okay, so now for round 2, it's 6 increase all the way around. We already did our first single crochet into the first stitch, so now we just need another single crochet right there to make it an increase. And from here, I'm going to yarn under just so that I have less gaps in my project. But if you would like to yarn over, or if that's easier for you, then go ahead. It's not going to make too much of a difference, but I just prefer to yarn under, so that's what I'm going to be doing. Whoops. So now you take your stitch marker out, and then for round 3, it's going to be 12 increase all the way around. So we'll make our first single crochet in that stitch, mark it, and then another single crochet in that stitch, and then we'll continue to do an increase in every stitch all the way around, and you should have 24 stitches at the end of this round. Okay, so now for round 4, it's going to be 24 single crochet all the way around, but we're going to be doing it in the front loop only. So I'll show you what that looks like. So for this first stitch right here, you're just going to do a single crochet, but you're going to go through just, instead of going through both like this, like we normally would, you're going to go just through this front loop, okay? And then do a single crochet like normal. Oops. And then mark the stitch. And then just keep doing that all the way around. And this will create sort of like an edge around the bottom of the cup, just so that it stands better if you want to place it on like a desk or something. So we're just going to continue doing this the whole way around, and you should still have 24 single crochet by the end of this round. Okay, now for rounds 5 through 10, we're going to be doing a single crochet all the way around in the stitch like normal, so not just in the front loop only. We will go through both loops to do the single crochets for the next 5 rounds, or wait, yeah, next 5 rounds. So rows 5 through 10 is just going to be 24 single crochet all the way around, and I will meet you back when we are done with round 10. So now I'm on the last row. I did end up adding 2 rows. So instead of 10 rounds, I have 12, just because I wanted it to be a little bit taller, because the yarn I'm working with is kind of a smaller weight than what I used when I wrote the pattern. But you can add as many rows as you want. If the yarn you're using needs to like be a little bit shorter, you can add less rows. It doesn't matter. Just the most important thing is that you still have 24 single crochet all the way around on whatever row you're on. So now that I'm done with this part, I'm going to take my hook out and my stitch marker. Well, actually you can leave the stitch marker, but you're going to cut your yarn, and you really don't have to leave that much of an end because we're not really going to be using it. And then just pull it through like that. And we are done with that part. So now we're going to move on to the white topping part of the dress. So now using your white yarn, we're going to do this part. So it's going to begin like we did the last part of the project. So 6 single crochet in a magic circle or magic ring. Okay, and now round 2 is going to be 6 increase all the way around. I already did that first single crochet in the first stitch, so I'm going to place a stitch marker. Place our other single crochet in the same stitch to make an increase, and then we'll continue doing an increase in every stitch until you have 12 stitches at the end of this round. Okay, now we're going to place a single crochet in the first stitch of round 3. And round 3 is going to be single crochet and then an increase 6 times all the way around until you have 18 stitches. So I did the single crochet right there. Now in the next stitch is going to be an increase. Single crochet, increase, and continue that all the way around. Okay, and then I'm just going to count and make sure I have 18. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, and then for round 4, it's going to be 2 single crochet and then an increase. So this is our first single crochet. Our next single crochet, and then the increase. Okay, so you're going to do that 6 times total all the way around, and then you will have 24 stitches at the end of this round. And then for rounds, or the next about 3 rounds, I may end up doing more rounds than 3, so when I'm done, I'll tell you how many rounds I did, but I'm going to start by just doing rounds 5 through 7, 24 single crochet all the way around, so the next 3 rounds, and then from there, I'll see if I want to do more, but I'll let you know whenever I get back to you after the next 3 rounds. And just remember, as long as you have 24 single crochet at the end of every round, you're good. It's just single crochet in every stitch. Okay, so I did end up just doing 3 rows of the 24 single crochet, so this is round 7 for me. And now I'm going to show you how to attach both of these parts together, which is probably the most complicated part of this entire project, but it's not too bad. I'll show you as simply as I can how I do this. So I like to pull this out a little bit so it doesn't come undone, and then this is how I do it. I turn the the white part inside out. Okay, and then I like to line up the stitch that has the stitch marker in there. I like to line both of them up. Actually, before I do this, I'm gonna go ahead and show you how to easily get rid of this end of yarn. So you can just push it back in there with like your scissors or something. Just push it up through one of those stitches. Okay. And then grab onto it from the inside. And this way you can just kind of stuff it inside and you don't have to sew it back in later. Same goes with this part. Just stuff it in there. All right, and because we turn this inside out, it's already on the inside, so you don't have to do that with this one. You can just kind of do that and hopefully it stays there. All right, so now what I was saying was line up the stitch that has the stitch marker in it. You don't really have to, you can kind of put it wherever, but to me this is just the easiest way. So I take out this stitch marker and then as best I can line these up, but just remember that the white part is going to be facing you, so it's going to be closest to you. So you're going to position it like I have here. Okay, so go through what would be that next stitch with your hook and then lining it up with the green part. You're going to go through that next stitch on here as well, like this. Yarn under, go through both and make your first single crochet like that. And then you can place a stitch marker there just so that you know that's where you began, and you continue that same pattern all the way around, going through both and making a single crochet. And I'm not going to complete this round quite yet because we still need to stuff the drink, add our eyes and all that. So I will finish about half to like a 3/4 of the way, and then I will show you how to stuff it and add our eyes and the cheeks and smile and all of that. So now I've got a little bit of room to work with here, so I haven't closed it all the way. But first, we are going to add the safety eyes. So basically, the only thing that's really important here is I like this stitch, the one where we started, to be kind of near the back. So it doesn't have to be directly in the back, but kind of to where you can't see it head on. So then I add my safety eyes out here, and I'm gonna go like one row under that last green row we did, so about there, and then probably like 3 to 4 stitches apart, and then you can just put the backings on. All right, so we got our eyes on. Next I'm gonna grab the fiber fill, or actually before we stuff it, I'm gonna go ahead and add the cheeks and the smile on now. You can wait until like you're completely done with the project to do like the embroidery of the face. The benefit to doing it at this stage is that it's a little more secure on there, and you don't have to do it later. So I'm going to show you how I do this. The only thing I'm not going to do right now is the like little boba at the bottom. I am gonna wait till I'm done to do that. So cut off like a little end of or a little piece of pink yarn for the cheeks, and with your tapestry needle you're gonna go from the inside. Just make sure you don't get tangled with your working yarn. From the inside you're gonna go kind of right underneath the eyes. Well, that's where I like to go anyway, and a little bit off to the side. So right underneath, in the row directly underneath them, but a little off to the side. Okay. And then I'm gonna go over, I want the cheeks to be about this big, so I'm gonna go over right here. Okay. And I'm just gonna do that one more time to make sure they stand out a little bit more. And then you just want to do the other side. Again, make sure that you're not getting it tangled with your working yarn. If the cheeks aren't perfectly symmetrical, it's not the end of the world. Okay. All right, so now you can tie it, like tie a knot from the inside. Just again, make sure you don't have it tangled with your yarn or your working yarn. Okay. This way it's just less likely to come undone, especially if like you're giving this as a gift to a child or something. Okay, and then the rest of the yarn, the pink yarn, I'm gonna cut some of it because it's really long. And then you can just stuff that inside there. Okay, now I'm gonna show you how to do the smile. So I'm going to be using black crochet thread for this. You can just use black yarn, doesn't matter. Okay, so this is going to be very similar to how we added on the cheeks. So you just want to kind of look, see where a good place would be for your smile. Remember, we're going to have to add the boba later, so the boba is probably going to take up like the bottom fourth of the green part. So I'm going to do the smile like closer to the cheeks. So I'm probably going to go like right here, maybe even a little higher up. Let's see. Yeah, I'm actually gonna go right here. So here, here, and here. I think that's what I'm gonna do. We'll see how that looks. It's not quite as close to the center as I want it to be, but it's fine. All right, and then if you want to go back over that again, you can. And then same way we did with the cheeks, we're gonna just tie a knot. stuff the remainder of the thread inside. Okay, and now I'm going to stuff it with fiberfill. All right, and then you can cut your yarn, pull it through, and we are done with this part of the drink. All we have left now is the straw and the boba. Okay, now I'm going to start making the straw, which is going to be 6 single crochet in a magic ring. Okay, and now for rounds 2 through 5, I'm just going to do 6 single crochet in every stitch, and I may do more rounds than that if I think the straw is not tall enough, but I'll let you know how many rounds I do. Okay, I did end up doing an extra round, but now that I'm done, I'm going to cut my yarn and at least on one end leave enough yarn to be able to sew it on to the top. And then pull that through. And then decide which end you're going to use to sew on. I'm going to use this end. Okay, and then once you have your straw on there pretty secure, you can just go through one of these stitches and then come out through the green part. And then just cut your yarn. Alright guys, and that is it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.